Howdy, y'all. This is a presentation about biodiesel, the diesel of the future. Biodiesel is a domestically produced renewable fuel that is manufactured from vegetable oils, animal fats, and recycled grease and can be used in any vehicles that currently run on diesel. For a little bit of background, in the 1970s, the petroleum oil embargo caused countries around the world to begin looking towards other potential sources of fuel for diesel engines. They started using vegetable oil in these engines, however, due to its viscosity, it damaged them and was not seen as a viable alternative. However, this encouraged scientists to begin conducting experiments to turn vegetable oil into biodiesel, which ended up working. In 1991 in Kansas City, Missouri. The first commercial biodiesel manufacturing plant was established. Since then, the biodiesel industry has grown massively, and as of 2024, there are 56 biodiesel plants in the USA, producing approximately 2 billion gallons of biodiesel a year. Some of the main sources used in the production of biodiesel include soybeans, canola, mustard, sunflower, animal fats, used grease, and some forms of algae. These plants are grown commercially on farms across the country and are then sold to biodiesel production plants. Therefore, the main way that biodiesel is able to be formed is by farmers selling their crops to commercial biodiesel plants, which then extract the oil from these plants and use them to create biodiesel. The chemical process used to produce biodiesel is called transesterification, which is where fats and oils are converted into biodiesel and a byproduct called glycerin. The most common way this process is performed is by using 100 pounds of oils and fats and combining them with 10 pounds of a short chain alcohol, usually methanol, which ends up yielding 100 pounds of biodiesel and 10 pounds of glycerin. The glycerin is then used in the manufacturing of pharmaceuticals and cosmetics, allowing it to be more environmentally friendly. Moving on, biodiesel is very widespread across the United States and in many countries around the world. In fact, according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, biodiesel is the third most consumed biofuel in the U.S., and in 2022 it accounted for 9% of the total production and consumption of biofuels in the U.S. One reason that it is the third most consumed biofuel is that it has a really low carbon footprint due to the fact that the plants that are grown to produce biodiesel help offset the CO2 made when using biodiesel in engines. In fact, the use of B100, which is a 100% blend of biodiesel, has been shown to reduce CO2 emissions by 74% when compared to petroleum diesel. However, the reduction in the carbon footprint is directly proportional to the percentage of biodiesel in the mixture. Therefore, a smaller percentage of biodiesel will result in a smaller reduction of overall CO2 emissions. The economic impact of biodiesel in the U.S. is very fast. In fact, in 2021, the production of biodiesel accounted for a total economic impact of $23.2 billion, had 75,200 workers employed in different areas and aspects of the industry, and paid $3.6 billion in wages to those workers. Moving on, there have not been many efforts made to communicate the use of biodiesel to the public. However, there are a couple of programs that exist to help manufacture and sell biodiesel. The Advanced Biofuel Feedstock Incentives Program gives farmers up to $20 for dry tool crops sold to biodiesel manufacturing facilities, giving them a small incentive to sell their crops to these facilities. Furthermore, there's also financial assistance available to those who wish to start biorefineries or for those who install gas pumps that dispense at least B20 blends of biodiesel. Based upon the data I've analyzed thus far, I believe that biodiesel has the potential to be a very viable option for the future. However, some steps need to be taken before it can be used in diesel vehicles across the US. One of my recommendations is that there are more efforts made to inform people about the advantages of using biodiesel. And furthermore, I also recommend that more research is done into finding more efficient ways to make biodiesel, as that would allow a higher supply to be produced and therefore make it more likely to be considered a viable option. Going off my recommendations, I would first conduct research into developing more efficient biodiesel manufacturing plants, allowing the supply to increase. While this is being done, I would also have truck manufacturers conduct research into making new engines that are able to run solely on biodiesel. Once the supply has gone up and truck companies have engines that are able to run on biodiesel, I would conduct a massive advertising campaign to showcase the benefits of using biodiesel over petroleum diesel, allowing the public to understand what biodiesel is and why they should consider using equipment and vehicles that run solely on it, allowing the carbon footprint of diesel engines to decrease significantly. Thanks, and Giga.